This show has just been so much fun for me to watch. Alien Earth Episode 6, The Fly. Man, what a freaking great episode, everybody. We're going to get into spoilers, so buckle your seatbelts, get some popcorn. If you haven't watched Episode 6, go on in and watch it right now, folks. So, starting off this episode, we are in the lab. Wendy is in the lab speaking to the little baby's xenomorph that came out of the lung, trying to communicate with it using its language. And while this is all going on, the little T Ocelus, Ocellus, however we pronounce the little eyeball alien thing, is just watching in the background. And you can just tell this thing is kind of plotting. You just know. And that thing is so freaking creepy. Probably one of the coolest aspects of this show. As Wendy is speaking to the Xeno, it starts to get a little aggressive towards her, so it looks like she doesn't fully understand the language of the Xenomorphs quite yet. And then Hermit comes in to talk to her as they're chit-chatting, walking away from the lab, going somewhere. Hermit's trying to kind of talk to her and be like, these things shouldn't even be here. The Xeno was a killing machine. And Wendy, you can start to see, is starting to kind of question humanity, because she goes on and says, humans kill people all the time, and it just lays the groundwork for tension happening between the two of them. You can tell Hermit's a little he eventually goes to talk to her and is like, I got a plan for us to get out of here, because he wants her to leave with him so they can live a life, so she can enjoy her life. And she ends up saying, what if I don't want to leave? This is what Hermit was scared of. He's afraid she's getting too deep with Prodigy. He kind of feels like he's losing his sister. I really like that aspect. Mr. and Mrs. Slyvia, the doctors who are working over the synths, and they are examining nibs while Adam is in the room asking what happened. And so Sylvia explains. She says she was pregnant. All this talking goes on, and Adam goes ahead and basically tells him to wipe her memory clean, give her a new personality. At this point, Dr. Sylvia, the male, is like, I'm not doing that. Nope, not happening. He's like, this is going against everything I believe in, and all the morals. His morals come into play. And you can tell Adam's just like, okay, whatever. Looks at the wife and is like, can you handle this? And she was like, yep. Arthur kind of looks in disbelief as Adam tells him he's fired and he needs to get off. If he doesn't get off, he's going to be labeled a trespasser and he could end up getting shot. One key thing I did forget in the middle of Wendy and Hermit's discussion with each other, talking about the Xenos and how they operate and whatnot, Wendy goes ahead and lays the groundwork to kind of let everybody know that, hey, like, bees and stuff work together. They work as a hive mind. They hint at the hive mind. I really like that little back and forth between the two. I kind of forgot to mention that. After this, we have a scene where we have Yutani and Boy Kavalier are having like an official meeting to discuss what's going on with the specimens, what happened with this spaceship, and trying to get everything sorted out. Was not expecting Yutani to get absolutely one up from the top rope frog splash by Boy Kavalier. I freaking hate Boy Kavalier. I cannot wait for his demise in the show. And the fact that he just put Yutani in her place and made her look pretty pathetic in this meeting, wasn't expecting that. You can tell Yutani was pissed. But gotta say, Boy Kavalier did a good job. He did a good job winning this argument. And even though they were bickering like little children, it was pretty entertaining. This is followed up by Morrow going onto an elevator, and the old trope, elevator door's about to close, boom, a hand comes and stop it. Kirsch walks in. We have a basic alpha synth versus alpha cyborg back and forth in the elevator, and it was a cool scene. I just like the tension between the two of these characters. I really hope they come to blows, even though I kind of think Morrow might destroy Kirsch just because of the weapon he has in his hand. It'd be pretty cool to see these guys go to blows, because they're battling each other with their intellect right now. I'm kind of wondering if they use their bodies and actually start going blow to blow before this season ends. But really like the back and forth. These are probably my two favorite characters in the show, Kirsch and Morrow. They do a fantastic job every time they're on screen, and they do kind of steal the show. So we get the scene where Dame Sylvia is removing Nib's memories from the crash and everything that's happened that we've seen her be a part of in the show. And it's really sad. It's just them taking her memories and kind of messing with her, doing whatever they want, basically just making her a machine, taking all the humanity she has away that she has stored up. And it was really sad. It was a quick little scene, but man, You kind of feel for Nibs. After she gets her memory wiped, she wakes back up. Wendy's in her room trying to talk to her about what happened at the crash and just questioning her. And Nibs is like, what are you talking about? Wendy starts to catch on like something's not right. Sylvia did something to her. She's gonna find out. And this is where you can start to see like the dark descent of Wendy starting to come into play, because she's already been questioning humanity. Now she sees, Boy Kavalier is just kind of treating the Synths and all the children just like his property without a care. She's starting to feel a certain type of way. And I kind of like where her character development's going from this. So after this, we go into Hermit's room. He is drawing up plans, trying to devise a plan to escape. He was talking with soldiers on a patrol he did. It wasn't that important of a scene, that's why I didn't include it, but he was just questioning like how to get off of this island so he can get Wendy off. He's devising a plan. Slightly shows up behind him. Slightly is ready to start enacting his plan. Mara was in his head like, you gotta go and do this now, otherwise stuff is gonna happen to your family. So he's like, tell him you need to show him something. And it starts showing in the background like the face hugger opening up and getting Hermit to be the host for the face hugger. Well, this doesn't really happen because, as stated before, Hermit has to go on his route with the other soldiers that are hired so they can go and just, walk the perimeter, because everybody at this point is expecting an attack from Yutani of some sort. Then we get one of the creepiest scenes in the whole series so far. As Kirsch is coming back with Boy Kavalier from the meeting with Yutani, he gets in contact with Isaac. Lets Isaac know he's going to be a while before he comes back to Prodigy because they had to go to the mainland. And that, he needs to go ahead and feed the specimens, run the test, basically just make sure the lab is running. And Slightly takes great pride in this because he feels like he's being treated as an adult, kind of wondering if Kirsch is in the background waiting to see if something's going to happen because he knows what's going on with Morrow and Slightly. So never know, just because I said battle of wits going on here. Isaac gets into the lab, goes and feeds the eyeball alien. He goes to feed one of the new species we haven't seen before, and you see this cocoon type thing up in the corner of this little containment box, and the eyeball alien looks at it a few times in this episode when we're shown the lab. Isaac goes to feed this thing. Something's wrong. The door won't open. It malfunctions. He accidentally rips it off. So instead of being, a scientist and trying to figure out some way to feed this thing, his stupidity gets the best of him. Curiosity kills the cat. He goes, unlocks the door, goes in there to feed this thing. He's trying to be quiet because he's trying not to disturb whatever species is up in this cocoon type thing. The eyeball alien knows this, springs a plan, goes ahead, jumps and headbutts the window, scaring Isaac just enough so he falls down. But as he falls down, he doesn't realize the door closes behind him, which it's a secure containment door. He's locked inside. Next, we get this cool scene of this alien, and why the whole reason of this episode is titled The Fly. This alien lands on his arm, flies on his arm, and just complete gross factor comes up. This thing spits like acid all over Isaac. His face and body is melting, and while he gets melted down and is unresponsive, I think pretty much gone at this point, these things start feeding on him or something, and oh my gosh, just the visuals they put on these things feeding on his body is just, it was gross, man, but it was so good. Our next scene is Wendy confronting Dame Sylvia to talk to her about what did she do to Nibs, and then it really gets, you can really see Wendy is just not trusting of the humans right now. And basically at the end of this conversation with Dame Sylvia, she's basically like, what if you guys are the problem, hinting at people are the problems. It's not the specimens that are in here, it's the people. And woo, you could tell Dame Sylvia was like, oh crap. So stuff's about to go sideways. I cannot wait. So we get a scene where Hermit walks into the lab where Arthur Sylvia works, and they did the mind wipe and everything. He's cleaning up his stuff because he's got to leave. He just got canned. Well, Hermit goes in there to talk to him and asks him, hey, is my sister safe? And Arthur looks, he knows he's being recorded. Every one of his moves is being watched. And he goes to show the vitals. that, yes, all the synths are okay. They are safe. We take the most precaution. We make sure that they're doing well. Everything we do is for them. While he's doing it and typing up on the computer, he's given the boat codes to Hermit, telling him how to basically get out, telling him he's, shut down monitors and things so he can try to get Wendy out. It was really well done scene. And then they end up, as Hermit leaves, there's a thing on the computer that gives an alert to Arthur, like, hey, Toodles, Isaac, he's not responding right now, and there's no like tracking on him. Last known location, the secure lab. Boom. Arthur goes in there. Slightly is around, trying to get in there. He's about to open up the lab, but as he's going to, he's having second, third thoughts about doing it. And again, Morrow threatens his family while he's sitting there. So he's like, I'll do it. Just give me one more chance. Bam, perfect timing. Arthur comes to talk to him. He's like, hey, are you looking for Toodles? They get in the lab. As Arthur is going to try to help Toodles out of this containment thing, freaking Slightly finally enacts the plan, opens up the door to where the face hugger pods are. We got a scene where you see the pod open up. You don't see the thing crawl out. Arthur sees the door open, sees that Slightly is gone, just panic on his face, which understandably so. I'd have, a certain type of bodily fluid probably running down my leg if I saw that happen. Slightly's outside the door, staring menacingly as Arthur's trying to get out. Meanwhile, Kirsch is on a tablet thing, watching all of this unfold. It's just, the espionage in this episode is so good. And we get a creepy little scene of a facehugger stalking Arthur. It finally latches on. Arthur wraps around his face. Slightly goes and takes him into some type of ventilation shaft. I don't know if this was part of Morrow's plan or if he just kind of, doing whatever at this point. I thought it was stupid that he came back into the lab and just doesn't leave Arthur, but it looks like he's trying to hide the body so nobody sees it. A little fly alien type thing comes out, tries to go after Slightly. Slightly closes up this ventilation shaft, and that's basically where the episode ends. I cannot wait for episode 7. I cannot wait to see where this season is going to end, because I think these last 2 episodes, they're probably going to be action-packed. It's going to be just pure chaos. And we know Boy Kavalier is reaching his demise so close. We can't wait to see it. But man, this episode was great. I'll be honest, I think this might be better than the flashback episode. And that flashback episode was fantastic. I'm going to give episode 6 of Alien Earth, The Fly, a 9 out of 10. I thought it was that good. I love this series. I'm upset we are so close to the end of it, because it's made my Tuesdays a lot more fun. Been looking forward to each episode weekly. I will probably binge watch this again once we're finished, just to binge watch everything through. But man, what a fun series. It's really getting me juiced to watch Predator Badlands and just kind of see when they finally mesh these two together again. Great stuff. If you watch Alien Earth episode 6, The Fly, what did you think? Comment below, let me know. And hey, if you like the content, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Most importantly, be a friend, tell a friend to come join the Cove. We are trying to reach 10,000 subs, everybody. I thank you all so much for the support you've shown. And just let everybody know, come on down to the Cove, because the water is fine, baby.